Hello, folks, and welcome to our commentary for Star Trek 2009, directed by J.J. Abrams, the most beloved sci-fi director of all time. Ah,
At least to me he is, but the other folks, it could be a little different.
all right, thank you for joining me, Marcelo. We're going to get started right away, and if you're ready, we're going to do a 3, 2, 1, and we're going to take off.
Okay, I'm ready.
And I'm just going to show this the bottom of the screen for a brief second for synchronization purposes.
Awesome.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. The stars from Paramount fly in.
Yeah, here they go. I can't. Yeah. I can't believe YouTube is so fickle with their copyright bullshit.
It's just I did one for Star Trek 3 and I showed way too much of the screen. My
Right.
intention was just to show like the bottom
Mm-hmm.
half with the subtitles,
Mm-hmm.
but that's okay. It
That's
was
all
my
right.
mistake. It was my mistake.
It's all right.
Which
I
which
yeah.
reminds me, I should monitor this live.
Mm.
Bad Robot.
Yep.
Wow.
I love it.
Bad Robot makes bad movies. No, I'm joking. They make a few good movies, I must
Yeah, they
say.
make a few good ones. I love this. I love this beginning music cue to start out the whole movie with the and then the stop on the starship here. And of
This movie was
course,
supposed to open with Spock's birth, apparently. It's a
oh yeah,
deleted
yeah,
scene.
yeah, yeah. In the original script, the movie actually opens with Spock's Burke, and then it shifts to Kirk, and then it goes back to Spock. Um, it was the belief of Alex Kurtzman and Bob Orsi that that was too much switching in between Kirk and Spock to start out the movie. So then, in one of the rewrites, they rewrote the start of the script to include the attack on the Kelvin.
Yeah, and also because of the time difference between when Spock and Kirk were born, it wouldn't have synced up with the flow of the story. So
Right,
opening with this was a lot more preferable.
right. For real. Now, PJ, are you a Star Trek fan that likes the lens flares, or do you like detest them?
No, to be honest, I didn't mind it in this movie the first time I saw it. I actually liked this movie. I hence owning it on DVD. I have a
Oh,
16-year-old DVD,
oh
uh,
wow.
uh, but uh, it does wear thin because the style was brought into the next one, Into Darkness, and really like went overkill. And on
Right.
top of the fact that Secret Hideout adopted JJ's
That
style in the
style, yeah.
new TV series beginning with Discovery, and
Hmm.
the first 2 seasons of Discovery, it was way overused.
Yeah,
Season 2 was almost unwatchable because they move the camera so much and do lens flare stuff so much. It's like Kelvin times 10. Uh, and it's understandable that Kurtzman imitated this style established by
hmm
JJ because he worked on this movie. He's
hmm
in the director's commentary with JJ for this movie.
yep. And he's also in the director's commentary with this movie with Bob as well. And
Oh
if I'm not
yes,
mistaken, yeah,
rest in peace.
yeah. Rest in peace, Bob Orsi. One of my favorite writers of all time. Actually, Bob Orsi and Alex Kurtzman are my favorite writing team of all time. So yeah. But I do agree with you that in Discovery, the direction and the use of lens flares to sort of pay homage to the Kelvin timeline style of shooting was a little bit too much. No, it was
In
too
this
much. It
movie,
wasn't a little bit too much.
there's a lot of flares that occur naturally within the camera, like that passing shot of them
Like that
just
one,
then.
yeah.
But there's other times where it's just a static shot, and you know because I've seen the behind the scenes, it's just JJ with a mirror or something, like going crazy at a shot that. This is what bugged me about Discovery season 2 is that there were always these shots where there was light coming from inexplicable places, and it was moving around. And
Right, right, right,
I'm
right,
like, oh,
right.
that's just somebody messing with a flare just for
With the flare,
visual
yeah.
style. Has nothing to do with establishing any kind of
Feel,
feeling of
right?
reality. In fact, what it does is does the opposite. It makes it almost more dreamy. It
Right.
works well in this movie. Like this, it makes it look like a camera in like a real camera in space. Hence, they have like even CGI dirt on the lens at points.
Hmm. No, JJ's idea for the lens flares was space was so bright that light almost like shined through it. So that was his base. That was his base idea for the lens flare things, for the lens flares, and um, his DP is the one that most of the time has the light, and he's moving in front of the camera and shit like that. His DP is Dan Mandel for this film and for Into Darkness. I don't know. I don't know if Dan worked on the third one, but he worked on the first two.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is Ferran Tahir. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was in Iron Man. That's where I
Mm.
first kind of recognized him from. He plays the captain of the Kelvin.
Oh, isn't that he didn't he play the Incredible Hulk too? Friend in in Ang Lee's version, or am I thinking about somebody else?
Ah, I don't know. Let me
I think he
check
did.
that out.
But
Are
yeah,
you
by the way,
talking?
but
You're talking about Eric Bana?
yes, 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 I am. Yes.
Oh, Nero. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
oh, you
Nero.
were talking.
Nero, literally the dumbest villain in Star Trek history.
Oh yeah.
I get. There's a whole subplot to this film where they were captured by the Klingons for 25 years.
Mhm.
I think it's still I'm not sure if it's still continuity or it's mentioned in this. But yeah,
It's
25
actually
years after they arrived, basically all the time that Kirk was growing up, they were
yep.
imprisoned. Hence, they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, actually, JJ shot Nero and his crew being in prison, but they actually cut it for time. And if you watch the deleted scenes on the DVD or the Blu-ray, that scene is in there of them being in prison.
Yeah, and the Klingons are not seen. They're covered in a
That
Klingon
mentioned, yeah.
shaped helmet.
Helmets, yeah. This is actually really, really, really great. This whole sequence is great. Mhm. And again, the score is so powerful and so it brings so much of the scene. It brings so much of the film. Great score by Michael Giacchino. Love it. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a good. It does have quite a good score.
great score. It's very unique to this Kelvin timeline to this Kelvin timeline collection of movies.
I think that I think this is the best of the
He's the
Kelvin.
best one,
I don't
right?
think they top this one.
No,
Beyond I
I
really
mean,
liked it first because it felt like an old school
episode,
tribute to TOS. It felt more like a TOS episode than any other Kelvin movie.
right?
This compared to Beyond is more epic in scope,
In
scale, and
scope.
emotion. And this particular uh, scene actually got a lot of people choked up in the theater.
Oh yeah,
Like
I mean,
people were aghast. Like they were just didn't expect
yeah,
that level
I
of
mean,
emotion. And we didn't even know who Chris Hemsworth was. A lot of people's first time ever seeing this guy in any kind of major or a significant role, right?
yeah. This scene always gets me in the feels. I mean, watching it now, guys, with PJ here, I'm getting goosebumps up and down my spine as we're watching the scene play out. It's so impactful, but the thing that makes it even more impactful is a piece of music that Giacchino uses over the scene. This little piece. I want to shut up so you guys can hear it.
Oh yeah, and the fact that it kind of goes silent here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
so
the
great.
music is really good.
And um,
I remember my dad watched this back when I got the DVD. I was like, check it out. And he's like, Star Trek. He used to watch the original when he was a little kid,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing beyond that, really. Probably some of the movies. But yeah, when he watched this, he was like, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. No, I mean this always has me either in goosebumps like I am now or in tears while I'm watching the sequence. And originally in one of their original scripts, Alex and Bob were really concerned about how they were going to make the general audience care about Star Trek, and they were looking for an emotional moment. And then they came up with this. And in one of the first screenings for this movie, Bob and Alex were sitting next to their partners, and during this scene, their partners were crying their eyes out. So that was their confirmation that that they got the scene right.
Well, yeah, they were like, how do we make this movie
Right.
so that
Yeah.
our wives will want
We'll
to go
enjoy it.
see it,
Yeah.
or they'll be invested in it. And I
Mhm.
couldn't believe it. I was like, these guys have wives,
Yeah.
but they're such nerds. But no, I'm joking. Uh, but
That-
yeah, yeah, you're right. Their significant others were like, oh, and
yeah.
that's one of the things he said in the commentary, on the DVD was, uh, women in particular, they
We're
wanted they wanted something to get to hook them emotionally, and become, and this is a good, it's a good little trick that they do at the beginning of this, having his father die right at the moment he's born. And I mean, it's kind of melodramatic and like
yeah, it is melodrama.
operatic,
Yeah.
but it totally works. The audience totally bought it. And yes, you watch this after Into Darkness came out, and then after Beyond, and everything's kind of done and over with now with the Kelvin. They're not making any more. But when you actually go back and look at this, it's like, wow, they had something here. And on top of the fact that they created the Kelvin timeline, a separate
Yeah.
timeline that wouldn't step on the toes of what had already been established. And what the f did they do in the next one? Let's just do
Oh,
Wrath of
killed me.
Khan. And it's
Fucking
like,
it
dude.
fucking killed me, dude.
And
Killed
not
me.
only that, they still did the trope of following the older movies
Yeah.
when in Beyond, their part 3, what did they do? They destroyed the
Uh,
Enterprise. And
yep.
guess what? Guess what the idea was for the 4th movie was? A time travel story. Just
Oh
like,
my
not
god.
just like the Voyage Home, but like
Similar.
they were kind of following the beats of the original.
Oh
I don't know.
god.
Except for
No, I
this
mean,
one. This one
yeah.
actually didn't. This one
Yeah.
actually is the best one because it separated itself, created its own identity, and then didn't do anything with it afterwards in
Mhm.
subsequent movies. So,
That's the voiceover the radio here is Greg Rumberg. That's JJ's oldest friend.
oh yeah, our Greg's friend
Greg.
Ken Lowenberg has been on this channel, doing the Picard things
Oh
with us.
yeah, no, but wasn't I a part of
By the way,
this?
Ken, if you're watching, how's it going?
Yeah, no, but wasn't I a part of one of the discussions when he was here on the channel? I think I
Yeah,
was.
he told us a story about how he watched this movie
With
before
JJ.
anyone else, any other regular person,
Yeah.
and he criticized J.J. Abrams. He was pointing out like everything that wasn't like right about it. I was
Yeah,
like,
and
all right, well, there you
JJ was
go.
like, "Fuck it, does it look cool?"
Does it look cool? Is it cool? Is it fun? Is it cool? That's
Yeah.
all I care about.
That's all I care about because if I'm not mistaken, he actually made a comment about the nacelles not being proportionally correct.
If I'm not mistaken, is this Michael Dorn doing the voice?
No, JJ. This is actually JJ's voice through a synthesizer.
Really? It sounds.
Y- Yeah,
I was like, oh, did Michael Dorn make a cameo in 2009
no,
Star Trek?
no, but if he did, if he did, it would have been awesome. By the way, guys, there are no cliffs in in Oklahoma, but hey, artistic license.
Yeah, it's got to go with the music.
Yeah, it's got to go with the music.
It's super over the top though, like,
Yep, yep.
and that's what they showed in the one of the I think one of the first trailers, if not the first trailer for this movie, was
Yeah.
like, look how badass Kirk was as a kid. He's driving the car and he's going off the cliff and he's hanging out. That's a trope in movies, man, where somebody like falls and they're just barely hanging on. I was like,
I
come
yeah.
on.
I actually had a chance to get to know Bob a little bit, and Bob actually gave me a signed copy of the book that he was reading when Alex and Bob were doing one of the first early drafts of this movie, and it's actually one of my prized possessions.
Hmm,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, and I also got a signed copy of the comic book that was released with this released a month before this film was. It's a countdown comic that tells the story of the Narada leading up to this movie, and it was
Oh,
also
I
signed
remember.
by
I do remember that. Yeah,
yeah, it was also signed by Bob and Alex as well. So I have that.
nice.
Yeah,
I love that line. I presume you've prepared new insults for me today.
such a great line, right?
Uh, Discovery also adopted this style of for their depiction of the Vulcan school
Oh,
that
pods,
Michael
right? Yeah,
Burnham attended.
yeah. Don't they show Michael Burnham in one of the pods? In one of the
In
learning
this,
pods? I think they do. No, yeah, but
no,
yeah, but yeah.
no, in Discovery, yes, they show
Right, right,
Burnham in
right.
a
Yeah, yeah,
pod, just
yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah, just
yeah.
like this.
Just like this, yeah. Not in this movie, obviously. Oh man, he's got a real mean streak. God damn it, they fucked up when.
It's his human side.
Yep.
This kid looks like a convincing younger Quinto.
Zachary
Not
Quinto.
exactly like, but he looks like a young Spock.
Pretty close, right?
He's got that Quinto-ish, Nemo-ish kind of look. Even
Right,
even Ben Cross, who plays Sarek, doesn't look like Mark Leonard, but still kind of has that angular look to him.
right.
I find when they cast actors to play aliens, uh, the best casting is always actors who don't necessarily have an unusual look, but a specific look that would fit a species. Like
Mm-hmm.
for example, uh, people with more defined angular faces could play Vulcans, or like a Nausicaan. You know, you got to cast somebody who's really tall, or
Right.
Ferengi, you cast somebody who's
He was on the
typically
shorter
short.
side. Mm. This scene here was filmed at a mortuary.
Yes, and that's Winona Ryder
Yeah, man, legend, living
playing
legend.
shoplifting legend.
Yeah, shoplifting.
She went through a tough time.
Yeah, she did. But
I grew up with
she'll
her.
always be yeah, she'll always be Lydia Dietz to me, man.
Lydia Dietz. I also liked her in Mermaids when I was a kid
Yeah,
with
she was
Cher
really
and
good.
Christina Ricci.
Yep.
She was also in Dracula, which is an odd movie. It's worth the watch.
And she was also in Reality Bites, one of her best from me.
Yeah, and she plays.
She plays
God, her name escaped. I've been watching the show and I don't
fuck
remember her name. Earl
oh, Joyce Byers.
Joyce Byers in Stranger Things,
Yep,
which she does
she
a really
plays
good job.
yeah, she does. She plays a bit of a helicopter mom with that with Will, but that's to be understandable.
Yeah, like they go through a lot in that show.
Yeah, they do, especially him.
Quite a lot.
Yeah. Funny story about this guy who's giving Spock the riot act. One of his first days on set, it was a really long day, and he complained about how long the day was, and the person that he was talking to, he started speaking shit about JJ, right? And he didn't realize that JJ was standing right behind him.
No, he was yeah, he was calling the director of the movie a slave driver.
Yeah,
To
okay.
he was saying this to JJ,
They do JJ's face,
and
and
and and JJ's like, "Well, I'm JJ. I'm the director." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He got really like really
Apologetic really
apologetic.
quick.
That's William Morgan Shepard, by the way, who's played multiple characters in Star Trek.
Mm,
Uh, he's in Star Trek Six. He was in the Schizoid Man. He was in
mm.
Enterprise.
So the
Yeah,
tradition continues of casting character actors who have been in multiple Star Trek projects.
he's played a human. He's played a Klingon. He's played a Vulcan.
Mm. This is such a cool entrance for Uhura here.
This okay. I appreciate that they're showing like people in the future still going to bars and having fun and all that shit. By the way, it's totally unbelievable because the way social behavior is going, uh, we won't have gatherings like this. People will all just be like in 20 years in their
Mm.
pods, looking at
Yeah,
a screen. I mean, nobody like bar life, people drinking and dancing and stuff like that's gonna see
mm.
this lens flare that's happening for no reason. But
Yep.
I don't like the fact that you get. I hate places like this, by the way. Just personally,
Oh yeah,
I
you don't like
hate
what?
places
Yeah.
like this
Okay.
because I'm not a drinker. I drink
Mm.
sometimes, occasionally,
Mm. You're an
but
occasional drinker.
I loathe. You could safely say I loathe
Bars.
drinkers.
Oh, you don't like
Uh,
drinkers? Okay. That
not drinkers that don't bother anybody, but you know
okay.
the type who are
Right, right,
like, I got a couple in me, suddenly an asshole and a cocky prick, and I want to fight somebody.
right.
That kind
You
of stuff I've seen time and time again, and I'm like, wow, I just never want to be in an environment
around
where
that, right?
just people are horny and pissed off and spending ridiculous amounts of money on tiny drinks.
Mm.
No wonder it sets a mood. It's a
Right.
place that's designed to get people
To incite. Yeah.
depressed, angry, sad,
Hmm.
and stuff like this, like picking fights in the bar and all bar fight. Like it's
Yeah.
so
So yeah.
John, it's
So
so John Wayne old school. I don't think it fits here. I don't think it fits in Star. This is part of the stuff I
that you
think
didn't like.
that that a lot of people will say this is the start of the end of Star Trek in terms of it's
No, I agree.
it's bubblegum. It's trying hard to be contemporary.
Hmm.
Not that all of it's like it. I'm just saying this one thing is like
Right.
I could totally do
Oof.
without all this. And then
Mm.
he's sitting with Captain Pike later with the bloody face and then stings up his
Mm.
nose and it's
Right.
so old school. And
Mm.
I you could say that in the future it could all come full circle. Like I'm not saying bars wouldn't exist where people get on like this. I just think it's
You just think it's a little bit too much.
this stuff to me, even though it's only 16 years later, is the most dated parts of the movie.
Mm. Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
like
look, for me, I look, I understand completely where you're
assholes in
coming
a
from.
bar. It's a trope.
Assholes
I'm
apart.
sorry to
Yeah.
cut you off.
No, there you
It's one of these tropes that's just like American bullies in high school, where it's like fuck this shit again. Like
right.
like kids are evil in school and torment and torture other like it's even in Stranger Things, which I'm watching. I'm like, come on, guys. Like I know school was shit and people were assholes and stuff, but it was never that fucking bad. It's just
Hmm.
that's an American trope that I always used to think growing up that bars and high schools in America were the worst places to be because in every movie, every bar scene ends with like people getting messed up, and in every high school, somebody's like on the verge of
A
like
dickhead.
depression because they're getting tormented so badly. And it's always this kind of like evil torment where it's like the popular kids would be like so mean to somebody very vulnerable in a classroom, and then all the other evil fucks in the classroom laugh, and the teacher just stands there and doesn't like never helps the other. Oh God, I hate it. Anyway, anyway,
No, I mean, look, I understand completely where you're coming from. For me, however, this scene and the whole bar sequence works tremendously well to sort of display to the audience where Kirk is in his life, and it works really well it works really well for me in the way sort of um displaying Kirk's I don't give a fuck attitude, and it just works for me. Like granted, guys, this movie for this movie to disappoint me is very very hard because it was directed by my favorite director working today, and it was written by my favorite writing team of all time. So I'm biased whenever it comes to the Kelvin timeline, but I see where PJ is coming from.
Yeah, I don't like the salt shaker either. I think
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
step too far.
that was actually CG. The salt coming out of the shaker, and this shot
Uh,
here was actually filmed in reverse.
oh yeah, like just reverse the shot. Yeah,
Yeah, reverse the
they
shot.
make them go the other way.
Yep. Mhm.
I do agree that like uh uh the bar stuff is an excuse for Pike to come in and say like,
You
you
got
know,
to get
you're
your
your
life
dad.
together.
I think you can do better. Blah blah blah. And it also is effective in establishing the difference between this Kirk and the Kirk that grew up with his father. So there's
Right,
something
right, right.
about his father dying and him never knowing his dad
That changed him.
that makes him a different Kirk.
Right, right, right.
However, his dad dying and the whole Kelvin divergent thing is no excuse for this ship being built on the fucking ground and not spaced up.
The fucking ships, ships should be built in space, not on the ground. Not
I
on the
didn't even think
ground.
that was an. I didn't even notice that as an issue
Yeah.
until like people just kept pointing it out. Like I'm
Mm.
like, oh yeah, you're right. Like it
Oh,
should be
yeah.
built
That
on the ground
that
like
was
that.
actually a mistake. Chris Pine actually hit his
It
head
hit his head
for
for
real, and they
real.
kept it in. Yeah. And they kept it in.
Do you remember the very first teaser trailer for this movie?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
It's just the
It's
guys
so
with
great. The
the welding
torches.
gear.
Yep, building, yeah, welding the ship, and you have Leonard Nimoy's voiceover in the background. And I remember when I saw the teaser for the first time, I lost my mind. I got so excited.
And here the introduction of Carl Urban as
Bones.
Bones McCoy.
He's so great. Wife took the whole planet in the divorce. Sorry.
He is the best. He's the best character in the movie, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I
Bones is
think every
Bones.
time he appears in it, I'm like, oh, finally, it starts to get a little bit more fun, you know, in terms of wait until you're sitting pretty with a case of Andorian shingles, see if you're
Shingles.
still so relaxed when your eyeballs are bleeding.
I'm bleeding. Silence.
That line is repeated somewhere in Strange New Worlds, I believe.
It is actually. No, it's this line
Oh,
is
the
no. Go
is it the
ahead. Go ahead.
miniseries? Somewhere
Um,
this is set again.
no, no. It's not in the comedy. It's in Strange New Worlds,
Yeah, yeah.
where Una sort of pays homage to the line, but she doesn't say it directly.
And you know, since 2009, and I did. They totally need to move on. They move. They're yeah. You know, Dave Ellison, who owns Skydance Paramount now. They're moving on from the Kelvin timeline. Finally, we won't get any more. We'll probably get one more article where Quinto's like, it's still possible. Or Simon Pegg's like,
No,
oh,
it's
there's
not.
still hope. I'm like, guys, stop. They moved on. They're done. Uh,
Yeah,
you had a trilogy. The trilogy, the last movie ended pretty
correctly.
definitively,
Yeah, pretty
even though
much.
like they're continuing with a new Enterprise, blah blah blah, that thing.
Yeah,
But you know, it's done, right?
it's done. Yeah.
And since this, in the 16 years, we've gotten
Fuck.
a
Since
second
16 years.
iteration of Spock, a second iteration.
Shit.
I mean, well, technically third,
Oh my
uh,
god.
but within 16 years, two iterations of the same characters, one in the Kelvin, one in the Prime, of course,
All right.
but different. And during all that time that Strange New Worlds has been around with new Kirk, new Spock, new Uhura, new Scotty, uh, what's happened is, oh, let's talk about having these guys come back for a movie. And I've never
Right.
liked that because I didn't want it's brand confusion. It's too much. It's
Yeah,
oversaturation.
it's
You're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have a
It would
TV series with the same characters, but then a movie with the same characters, but they're the same. They
they're
different
played by different
actors
people.
who were
Yeah,
cast before the guys in the TV series got cast. And like
yeah.
now that that is done and Strange New Worlds is ending, I think it. You know what I think it's time for?
What?
To leave the TOS crew alone. And guess what? You know what bugs me a lot is when people are like, well, they got to move on to the TNG crew. Like,
No,
guys,
you don't.
stop. Can we just
Let's tell
like
new
if I'll
stories.
give one thing Starfleet Academy has going for it, it's set the furthest in the future. That's
Right.
the I may not like the fact that it's the 32nd century, not the 25th,
Hmm.
sure, but at least they're not doing the retread. And yes, people asked for Strange New Worlds. They said we want it because we like Anson Mount as Captain Pike.
Right,
By the
and
way,
Una, right?
another Captain Pike, too, very different from Bruce
Two of
Greenwood.
them. Right. Um. Yeah.
It's run its course.
Yeah. Are you watching the film in black and white? You are, right?
Yeah, just to avoid any kind of
Yeah.
hit
Yeah. Yeah.
detection.
Yep.
But uh, J.J. Abrams thought it would be funny to have all these characters in the room in their underwear.
This is a memorable scene because you got Kirk macking up a green girl, so it's very memorable for that.
You know,
Yeah, you're gonna fail tomorrow.
apparently this girl he was sleeping with to get her to change the Kobayashi Maru thing, but that
Yeah,
wasn't included in the cut
yeah.
or
There was
something.
a there was an actual scene where this girl confronts him after or before the hearing, and she gets pissed at him because she figures out that the only reason that he slept with her was for her to change the programming on the Kobayashi Maru. Yeah,
Uh,
but yeah, if you guys want to see that scene, it's in the deleted features of this film.
I like Zoe Saldana as
Or
Uhura.
she's great.
However, this is one. This is another scene in the movie that I don't
Does it
care
work for
for.
you?
I don't care for it.
Does the apple kills it for you, doesn't it? Because the apple kind of kills it for me as well. I'm like,
Yeah, it's one of those things where the people behind it, like the director and everybody involved in this
yeah,
just construction and the execution of the scene, were like,
eh,
how do we make Kirk seem like the biggest
a
douchebag,
a
cocky,
dick.
arrogant prick, and like it takes points away from his likability. It really does. And then they purposely put the apple eating in there because that's a thing in movies, like in really, I wouldn't say cheap, but like uh,
Mm.
a lot of movies. I think it's a cheap trick. Is what they do is they give a villain an apple to eat, and
Right, right.
when you're blithely eating an apple, as Larry David would put it, it comes across as very condescending, disingenuous, or I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just
Mm.
it's like somebody loudly chewing gum at you while you're trying to talk to them, and they're just going. It's just okay. I don't want anything to do with you
Right.
now. I don't like Kirk
Yeah.
anymore in this movie. He wins me over again, but right at this point in the movie, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, screw
Nope.
this guy. Punish him, Tyler Perry. Get him, Medea.
This was like so odd to see Tyler Perry actually acting in a movie for me because I've only known Tyler Perry as like the writer director of like a billion shows on TBS at the time.
If they
And
wanted to be really progressive with it, they should have just had him be Medea in this scene.
oh my god, that would have been atrocious.
That would have been so good.
That
and
was
she's
that's
like
funny.
yelling at him in her Medea
Yeah,
tone.
yeah, and oh my god, that would have been so
You cheated, honey. Uh,
bad. Yeah,
there's one Medea. Well, actually, I've seen a couple. There's one
there's
Medea
several of
movie. It's
them.
not very good. They're like a lot of
How
scenes
many?
in Medea movies are like simple 1-2 shots that go on forever. But there is one with Mrs. Brown.
Uh-huh.
It's an Irish sitcom, Mrs. Brown's Boys, and yeah, there's a movie where Medea and Mrs. Brown get together for a thing, and it's not a good. None of the movies are good. By the
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
they all look like when they do outdoor stuff, it's so fake. It's outdoors. It's really he's got a lot of property. Tyler Perry's got all this like
yes. He's
property
got a
where he
lot of
films a
problems.
lot of his stuff,
Yeah, he's
but it's
like
so perfect and good. It doesn't look real like when they show like the
oh,
outside of a house or a neighborhood.
it
It's like
looks unreal. Yeah,
yeah, it looks like it was just built by aliens or something to to
right.
to, to put humans in to fool them or something.
Yeah. He's got he's got a whole production ranch in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken.
He makes so much money off
He
of
does.
leasing his property for filming for different
Mhm.
things.
And like I
I'm
said,
not
he
saying
had
all of
like
his outdoor sets look fake. I'm just saying the one in that particular Medea movie is like,
yeah.
but yeah,
This sequence
it's
here,
like Ernest movies. I don't know if you have ever seen any Ernest
yeah,
movies. It's like
yeah,
when you
I
watch them, you're like,
yeah,
wow, these movies aren't very good, but like I can enjoy them on a certain level
yeah.
because they're only made for a certain demographic.
Yeah,
Like
I
Ernest
did.
movies were all just like for
Mhm,
little kids almost,
mhm,
and Medea movies are like that. They're kind of like juvenile, where like
mhm.
adults maybe could watch it and get something out of it, but some of it's like kind of R rated. Some of it.
Right, right, right.
But I love seeing Tyler Perry. I love seeing. Remember he did that movie Alex Cross
That was so bad.
with the dude from Party of Five was the
Yeah, yeah.
villain, and he's like
Matthew Fox. Yeah,
Matthew Fox. He's
from
super
Lost. Yeah,
skinny in it. And it's
yeah.
like, what happened to Matthew Fox?
Mm. I love this scene here to imply a relationship between Uhura and Spock. How do you feel about that? Because because I'm cool with it.
I, I
You
this
don't like it.
there's a line that got a laugh coming up here in the theater. It was like an unattended, an exceptional oral sensitivity. Now
Or
it sounds like she's saying oral, like
yeah, it is.
oral. It's oral, like
Yeah.
AURAL, and
Here we go. Here's
it's
the line.
like
Here it
or
comes. Oh no, she said it already. I'm sorry, PJ. Go ahead.
yes, but even when she said oral sensitivity, it sounded like or it's like oh she blowing Spock. That's what I thought. It was like I gotta laugh, and
Yeah.
of course, when she's like assignment, she's demanding that she be assigned it. He just complies. I'm not gonna.
Mhm.
I don't want to piss off my girlfriend.
Not right now. You're gonna get a flop sweat. Come on, it's
I
awesome.
know this part pissed off a lot of people, but this is one of the parts I don't bump up against. It is
That
really very very silly, but it worked. Like
this
Pine does a
guy
good
here,
job.
yeah, yeah, this guy here that's checking everybody onto the shuttle. This is JJ's childhood friend from high school. This guy right here
Oh.
wearing the cap.
In the bar scene, it was JJ's father
His
and father-in-law
grandfather,
sitting
yeah,
next
his
to
father-in-law, right? Father-in-law.
his father and father-in-law
Yep.
sitting next to Kirk.
Mhm. And in the background here, there's a building, and on the sign of the building is the sign of the corporation from Cloverfield. You can't see it, but it's back there, guys.
Isn't there a cameo from R2D2 in this movie?
Yep, there is.
Barely, you can probably can't even see it on the DVD very well,
No.
but like in 4K, you'd probably like really pick it out. He's in the debris in
Yeah,
one shot. I love
this is a
this
great
part
sequence
and
here.
this score and this reveal.
So
Yeah,
good, so good.
it's reminiscent of Star Trek: The Motion Picture,
Yeah, we watched it together,
except
folks. It's on
a
the
lot
channel.
shorter.
Yeah, a lot shorter. And I love what he says here. Wow, it's so great.
His inner Owen Wilson comes out. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a great ship. Um, I don't know about the redesign.
Oh, you're not a fan of?
I guess the Kelvin ship had a couple of ship designers on there because it got changed so much. They are using a brewery in a lot of these interior shots, aren't they?
Yep. Yeah, it's the Budweiser brewery. Yep. Hell, here's that Volk-eared bastard. And here of course comes the Apple Enterprise. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, I like it, but I can.
By the way, that
do
shot was a trick. He was always
you
on that
do you like this?
set.
Do you like this
He,
design, PJ, for the bridge,
yeah, no, I was gonna say this shot where he comes
or
in
is it too white
was
for
a.
you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh no. The shot where he just came in, he was actually he entered the elevator from the bridge with a blue screen behind him
Yep.
to show the other background. And they just drop the blue screen. He walks back onto the same set. That's how
Yeah.
that trick was achieved.
Yeah. Movie magic,
Oh
right?
yeah, the bridge design is mm,
No, that
it's
doesn't work.
really
Doesn't work for you.
it's so far removed from uh like I'll give Discovery and Strange New Worlds credit. They're more faithful to the Enterprise than this was, but then again, there's always the excuse of it's a separate timeline. Things have changed. Things are gonna be different. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
Right.
Things are gonna be so different. Yet Spock, Sulu, Uhura, they all end up in the same place anyway. Which
Yep.
technically, if everything else is different, but
There.
Kurtzman and Orsi used to talk about like writing in this kind of stuff, like the concept of destiny, like the characters are always going to gravitate toward the same
To each
place
other, right?
despite changes in timelines, and
Mhm.
yeah, they were always going to go in the bit. So it's a kind of a double-edged sword where you want to create a timeline that doesn't step on the toes of everything else, but you want to keep everybody pretty much intact, even to the point where the next movie you do is just a loose remake of the second
Con-
TOS movie.
No, the thing that really bothered me about the way that Bob and Alex approached the second film is that in the commentary for this film, they said they flat out said that they were not going to do Rafa Khan for the second one that they were going to do, but that's exactly what they did.
And guess what? When it came to Secret Hideout, when they did Discovery, yeah, Michael Burnham's Spock's sister, but we're not going to depend on Spock and Pike in the end. Boom, end of season one. Enterprise shows up. Season two, right?
Yep.
Uh, there you go. It's all about
Yep.
Spock and Pike are in that.
They
Same
all lie.
same thing with Picard. Uh,
We're not
but
going to.
mind you, now Picard needed the help. Don't get me wrong, but they were like, we're not. Patrick Stewart's like, this is not Next Generation 2.0. This is a different story about Picard, and it's not having to do with the blah blah blah. The other, boom. By the time they get to the third season, guys, we got one more shot at this. Why don't we just do something with the TNG crew? And they did it, and it worked out
Mhm.
well enough.
Yeah, that's
It was a
it.
nice send off for that crew, who I don't think we're ever gonna see again
No, I
intact.
don't know.
Partly
I don't
because
think.
Patrick Stewart is retiring after Doomsday,
Yep, he is definitely. I was actually shocked and surprised at that announcement, but hey, he's earned it.
and the fact that he didn't say he was retiring after Secret Wars or Secret. What is it? What's the next
See,
one? Did
no, he said that he's
What's
retiring
the one after
after
Doomsday?
Secret Wars, Avengers Secret Wars. I
Okay,
think
yeah,
it's Secret Wars. Is it
I think that's it.
Secret Wars?
Yeah, yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to be in that one. Wasn't going to retire after that one. So I'm like, does he
Mm.
die again? That's the thing with Professor X. Like
Yeah,
in the
he has a lot.
in the last 3 or 4 movies he's appeared in, He's
He's
died in
died a
part
lot.
three. He's
Yep.
died in Logan. He's died
Yes,
in
please.
Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
He died in Days of Future Past.
No, just yeah. Hold on. Oh shit. Um.
So this Nero guy, he goes through all this trouble to destroy Vulcan because he's pissed off with Spock. And of course, the big question is, why doesn't he just go to Romulus to warn them about the destruction of Romulus?
Yeah.
It, it's like
Yeah. There are some things in this movie that don't make a lot of sense.
any sense at all, really. And it would be different if he was enough of an idiot or a madman that
No,
he didn't care about his own people. He just wanted personal revenge for himself.
no, but the thing
But
is,
even
yeah,
then, wouldn't some of his crew be like, dude, we can save our we can save a instead of destroying Vulcan right now, instead of destroying a planet, we
what?
could
No, no,
actually save our own.
yeah, but no, but in the same regard, since they could time travel, why doesn't he go back to Romulus as it is right now and take his wife or take a version of his wife, right?
Well, mm,
Yeah, would that work? No, that wouldn't work either.
his wife wouldn't have been born.
Oh yeah, his wife wouldn't. No, yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry. No, see, I'm not paying attention.
But
See,
that's it. But yeah, but you're right about how he should go to Romulus and say like, guys, I'm from the
yeah,
future where
yeah,
Romulus was destroyed by a supernova. How about you start planning to avoid that or move
right now.
now while you have plenty of time? That
God
way,
damn it. My future is
my
secure.
future relatives or me can be born later. Anyway, not can be born, but uh,
Right. Yeah.
can not have their planet blown up when they're adults or whatever. But yeah,
Guys, guys, in any good Star Trek movie, you can drive yourself crazy, trying to make sense of the logic in any Star Trek movie. So
and there was this whole backstory, like you said, the comic to
yeah, the countdown. Yeah.
Where Spock, the Vulcans were trying to help Romulus.
Yep.
So like,
No, no,
what's
no, and no, no, and the only reason why Romulus for Nero exploded is because Spock was too fucking late throwing the red matter into the black hole. He was just like a second late or a couple minutes late.
yeah, it's like
And yeah,
it's
and
like if
here's
somebody
the
it's like somebody try to save your life, but they failed, but somehow you still lived. But then you're mad at that person.
right,
It's
right,
like
right.
why they tried to save you. They tried to
Right.
save your But here's the thing: what's up with the Romulans and it's like it's the Kryptonian syndrome where you have
Mhm.
apparently the hierarchy of a planet who are warned of danger, backed up by scientific evidence, but they're like, yeah, you don't care.
Yeah.
And then
No,
everything starts falling apart. Like, oh no,
yeah.
why
No, and
weren't we
like
warned?
yeah. No, and like PJ said, Nero is such a character that is just so consumed by revenge that he just doesn't even want to hear logic.
One thing they did good in Picard was reconcile, and they've done this in Modern Trek. This is the one good thing Modern Trek has done. Not the one good, but like one of the few really kind of
Good things.
good things in terms of tying canon together or
Right.
contradictory things
Hmm.
in Star Trek is that the Romulans, some of them appear with forehead ridges, and some of them appear without forehead ridges, but just look basically just like Vulcans. Now they
Huh.
came along with this movie and they did a third design. They did almost like a in between of smooth head and
Right. Right.
rigid
Hello,
head.
Christopher. I'm Nero. So funny. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys. Go ahead,
yeah,
PJ.
that is good. Yeah,
Sorry. Sorry, PJ.
I don't like how the screen is one for one,
It's warped,
distorted
right? It looks
and
warped.
warped, and the fact that it's see-through. I hate that kind of stuff in sci-fi where you have
Oh,
see-through screens. It's the
oh,
stupidest thing I've ever seen. But
but
and the fact that it's a window too. Come
oh,
on, get
okay, no,
over
no. Okay, okay. No, I was gonna ask you about that. So you don't like the fact that the view screen doubles as a window?
it. It's so
It's
unnecessary.
okay,
It's like,
okay. All right.
although you could do it with like a transparent
Al-
aluminum type of thing or
aluminum,
something, or something
right?
even stronger.
Right.
But they do this thing in these movies, and even some of it in
Mm,
modern TV Trek, where
right.
like it's cracks and stuff, and it was like, oh no, no,
Mm,
okay, now see, you put the window part in there just so it could crack, just so you give me a cheap sense of danger. I don't like that.
okay.
But what I was saying about the Romulans is that Picard did a combination. So they would
Oh.
show JJ style Romulans mixed in with TNG style Romulans mixed in with TOS style and TOS movie style Romulans. So like and Strange New Worlds also did that with Klingons. There's one
Oh wow.
the first episode of season 2 is they show a variety
Oh
of
shit. Well, would you look
Klingon
at that?
designs.
And of
So
course,
this in a way is establishing a certain canon that has been adhered to, even though it's Kelvin,
yeah.
because it being a different timeline shouldn't affect like how a species look. You know what I
Nope.
mean? So when they're showing these particular Romulans, a makeup design we actually haven't seen before
Mm,
in with Romulans,
nope.
it's either jutting forehead or looks just like a Vulcan. This they did in between. They did it very effectively.
Mm.
And in the second movie, they show a Klingon,
Yeah, they do.
and Strange New Worlds and Modern Trek have also kind of reconciled that. I give Discovery season 2 credit for showing one or two Klingons that look more traditional, but have like kind of those bright eyes that they have in the Kelvin movies.
Hmm.
So even though the world isn't perfect and the timelines aren't perfect and continuity in canon is never perfect,
No, of
I
course.
do
No.
notice attempts to
Uh,
reconcile things
to
visually.
to reckon, yeah. No, I mean, look. I've said this. I've said this on multiple streams, and I've even said this. I think on this channel before. I'm not a Star Trek fan who is too caught up in continuity, but I do appreciate when when several different Star Trek properties try to keep continuity in some kind of order.
I think the costume design for this movie is superior to what
It's
they
great.
have on the shows.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
the
Olsen's got the
the secret
charges, red
hideout
shirt.
shows. Oh, red shirt, yeah.
Yep.
Like like Pike's uniform and their TOS style uniforms look
Yeah.
truer to the show than what they do in say Strange New Worlds, which is more square shoulder pads, more
Yeah.
that kind of uncomfortable form fitting look.
Mhm.
Their shirts actually look more casual and
They
loose
look
like they
comfortable.
did. Yeah, they look like people can operate in them comfortably. And you look at the
Yep.
uniforms in Discovery and Strange New Worlds, and it's like these people can't
Yeah.
even sit down. They sit
Yeah.
down, they start having breathing issues.
They started. I mean, look. I mean, seriously, I loved the high collars in like the first season of Strange New Worlds, but PJ is right. Those fucking costumes were not practical at all because every time Pike would sit down, his neck would like would look like it was apart from his body because the collar was so high.
Yeah, and I didn't like the asymmetrical collars either.
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, how do you feel about the space jump, PJ?
It looked okay. Oh,
Oh,
this, yeah, okay.
yeah, this right here, yeah,
Yeah,
space jump.
it's an okay yet forgettable action scene. The only big thing that comes out of it is the fact that Vulcan gets destroyed, Spock's
Yeah,
mother dies, and then it's very, very
yeah.
sad.
Mhm. You
And
know,
then
and
Spock snaps. He becomes
yep,
emotionally
and
compromised.
yeah, and though and for those of you who watched this movie when it came out, when Vulcan was destroyed, that was the moment where some hardcore trekkers just said, "Fuck you, JJ! How could you dare?"
I couldn't believe they did that. I'm like, wow, this is they're really setting this apart from.
From the earlier trilogy, right?
That was the biggest statement in the movie up to that point. It's like we're gonna destroy a whole planet that plays a huge part in the lore for hundreds of years after this,
Yeah,
and we're just gonna take it out
yeah, and
with
no,
how
and
many
like no,
billions of people they do with that as well.
yeah, no, like PJ said that when Alex, Bob, and JJ decided to do that, that made such a big statement, announcing that this universe was going to do things differently, even though in the long run they didn't do things that differently. That was a big statement from them. And this idiot, the only reason he died was because like this was such a cool feeling for him. And oops, look, there he goes. Bye bye. I love that reading. Olsen is gone, sir. Mm-mm. This sequence on the drill here in the original script was a lot longer. Kirk and Sulu were supposed to go into the drill and and deactivate the drill from the inside, but when they were actually shooting this, they were behind a couple of days, and JJ saw the pages for that day, and he was like, Why don't they just shoot the fucking thing?" So that's
Yeah,
how they ended up shooting it.
I don't like the red shirt stuff because it gets a lot. It got a people started chuckling at his at that red shirt's introduction, knowing he was going to die.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And at a point, I know like I don't know. It's just a weird thing where it became
So,
the movie becomes a little self aware at that point because
oh,
it's the audience knows this guy's gonna die, and his death is kind of a joke.
right,
It's
right,
kind
right,
of played for laughs, and it's like, huh,
right.
this is where the popcorn pulpy copy of a copy of Star Trek comes into play, where
Comes
it's
in
like
right. So,
it makes me a little less invested, just a little. Like
mhm,
I can buy Sulu fighting with the sword thing. I know
yeah,
it's like it's very actiony and it's very
mm.
mm,
Oh,
it's
appropriate
simple.
for
It's
his
simple
character,
stuff.
right?
It's just simple fisticuff stuff. But Star Trek is not above that. But this kind of
No,
shit where he's hanging off by a oh god, I hate when they do that in things. And some movies
okay,
do it 3 or 4 times.
yeah,
This is the
but
second time we've seen Kirk hanging off a thing for dear life.
yep,
Does it
but
happen again? It happens again later in the
it
movie.
does, it does, it does. No, but I will agree with you. I mean, I love this movie, and there are very few issues that I have with it. I mean, I do have a couple, but the one thing that I didn't like is that Bob and Alex, and to an extent JJ, made Kirk come off as a pussy, man. I mean, in the Calvin timeline, he can't fight for jack shit. Everybody saves him.
Oh yeah, he's getting his ass kicked. Yeah.
Yeah, and no, and case in
He
point,
gets beat up by the bar guy. He gets beat up by that guy. He gets beat up by Spock.
yeah, yeah,
He gets
you
messed
know,
up by
a lot.
McCoy through the for the injection thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is not. This is like with
Mhm.
Chris Pine. I understand he's playing Kirk, and I get it. I'm not like shouting to the clouds about oh my favorite characters have been recast. Nothing like that. But out of all the actors, he seems the, the less like the original Kirk and Shatner.
Oh really?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, Zoe Saldana, I can kind of buy. I think Anton Yelkin, just because of the accent, and McCoy
Oh
and
great.
Zachary Quinto and Simon Pegg are the ones in the movie that very closely resemble the original crew. But when it comes
Right.
to Chris Pine or Zoe Saldana or even Bruce Greenwood, I appreciate their performance and everything, but
They don't. Right.
they
Right.
don't
They,
match up to the original guys as much. I
right.
think Anson Mount looks a lot more like Pike just
Jeffrey
because
Hunter.
he looks like Jeffrey Hunter. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
But I can totally understand if somebody preferred Bruce Greenwood over
Mhm.
Anson Mount or vice versa. You know,
This moment when I watched it in the theater really pissed me off because I didn't catch the line where Spock said, "Mr. Jekoff, you have the con." So I thought initially that Spock just ran away without putting somebody in charge of the bridge. So in hindsight, when I watched this in the
oh,
movie theater, it pissed me off. See, I missed this whole thing because I was so pissed off in the movie theater. I didn't catch that. And this is just great. Where Sulu goes flying. Great sequence here. And then in a couple minutes, Chekhov is going to shoot up from his chair and go running to go running to transporter room.
yeah.
Ouch.
It's when you see how they film this, like it seems so simple. Like they're out in a back lot and they're just shaking the camera a lot, and uh, they got like wind. You know, they got the fan on these guys, and it's the shakiness that sells it. Kinda. I know people like don't like shaky cam too much, but in visual effects heavy like sequences like that where they're literally two characters falling to their death, it does work. It's the shaky cam stuff. I hate when they do it in fight scenes a
Mm-hmm.
lot
Yeah,
because
yeah. Shaky cam can be effective, but shaky cam can only be effective if you know how to use it correctly. And JJ is one of the few directors that when he uses shaky cam, I think he uses it correctly.
did I just see Vasquez rocks?
Yeah, you did.
It looks like it looks like or it's
Yeah, it looks like it.
well yeah, it's almost like a tribute to it almost.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know like that kind of thing where they're getting beamed as they're falling and they land on the
It's too
transporter
much for you.
pad. It's you know, it's not as bad as Beyond when they're falling and they get transported and they're all like pixelated. The transporter effect in Beyond is abnormal. I don't
Oh, okay.
understand why. I think the way they reinvent the transporter effect in this movie feels very TOS, like the circles
Uh
going
huh.
around. I'm like, I can buy that as a reimagined effect for the transporter,
Hmm.
but not the pixelation thing where like,
Right.
oh,
From
that's so
Beyond, right?
weird. Yeah, Beyond transporter effect. Like Justin Lin, like I don't like that.
No, but
I'm
no,
gonna
but I
change
wonder.
it.
No, but I wonder why they changed it. If this sequence works so well,
Trivia: what
Trip.
modern Star Trek? What Star Trek Kurtzman show uh, adopted the Kelvin timeline transporter effect? Only one of them did, I believe. I think the
Oh,
rest have a more traditional kind of take on
Discovery
it.
didn't. Discovery didn't. Um, I want to say Strange New Worlds. I think.
Nope.
Oh shit!
Prodigy.
What that one?
You didn't
I
notice
don't-
that in Prodigy when they use the transporter, it's the
no, I
exact same effect as the Kelvin movies.
no, I didn't notice that. Plus, little known secret is, I'm not that big of a fan of Prodigy, unfortunately. So I've only seen it like twice.
They don't use the transporter that much in the show, Eh,
Mm,
especially early on in the show when they should be using it a lot.
right,
You're
they
like,
don't.
why do you do not have transporters? And then when they
They don't
finally use
use
it, you're
them.
like, oh, they're using the Kelvin effect. By the
Right, right,
way,
right.
messed up how you know he just lost his mother
Yeah, it's
here.
so fucked up. It's so fucked up.
See,
Mm,
the reason this movie I bought into it the first time was like I said, it separated itself from original stuff so they can do what they wanted.
mm, mm,
But it was the beginning, the emotionality of that. And this, the emotionality of not only him losing his planet, but his mother at the same time. And I remember watching this being like, I think the audience was too like, wow.
There it goes, right? Yeah.
It's
It was
it's it's
shocking.
it's it was the first Star Trek movie in a long time that made anybody really feel anything significant. I mean, certainly wasn't feeling Nemesis, even though Data dies in that. Spoiler, he comes
Hmm.
back. It's okay. Uh, and even like Insurrection, it's like didn't make me feel anything as much as this movie did. Although I have more of an affection for TNG films than films, or TOS films than Kelvin films. So I acknowledge that this one kind of hit on the emotional beats. JJ is a good manipulator of emotion,
Yeah.
and while some of his movies are, I call it Spielbergian but nonsensical, where
Yo, Burby.
he can really trick me into feeling something. Uh, but if you overanalyze, you'd be like, "What? Well, this doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense."
Mhm.
You can do that with any movie, really. But uh, I'll just use Rise of Skywalker as an example
Ugh.
of really the
Yeah.
characters just keep falling into the next thing through random chance and
Yeah. Look.
extraordinary circumstance. I don't buy any of this.
Yeah. Look, guys. I
Not to
love.
say that that film doesn't contain good stuff. It's just as a whole, it doesn't. It's a
Yeah.
mess.
No. 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 That film. That look. I guys. I love JJ, but I will never forgive him for the Rise of Skywalker because that film. Oh,
That was
just
his
doesn't
last
work.
movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And then he put himself in director's jail for God knows how long.
This I think
But.
this kind of shocked people when she starts like holding him and kissing him and stuff. I don't think people got the earlier hints
Hmm.
that they
But.
may have been together.
Yeah. But
But
you
they didn't
said
reveal this in the marketing or anything. This was supposed to
no.
be
They
a
didn't.
surprise.
Yeah. No. It surprised the hell out of me because I didn't catch it the first time.
I thank God Zachary Quinto's not coming back to play Spock, because it would have been that Leonard Nimoy thing where he's like, you're not supposed to age. But of course, back then they didn't have the tech to mess with it.
Hmm.
And I doubt they'd go through the trouble of de-aging Quinto. They might remove some like older lines, but
Wrinkles
yeah,
here and there.
yeah. I'm glad they're not doing these anymore, because they've been
Yeah.
talking about doing a fourth one for
For
9
years.
years now,
Yeah.
and now we can just stop because Dave Ellison's like, we want to move on from that,
Hmm.
and it does need a fresh start. And
Yeah.
please don't come out with another prequel to
No.
Enterprise or
No. Move
TOS
forward for God's
or
sakes.
TNG.
Move forward for God's sakes. Right.
I mean, exploring characters we haven't really seen or know anything about, maybe like Enterprise B or C. I could be sold on that. I don't want to see no Romulan. I've heard about the Romulan War over and over again since I've known
What
about
about?
the Romulan War in Star Trek. I'm not interested in seeing it played out. For one thing, it's all about a war with an enemy that they don't know what they look like. They don't really
Hmm.
know who Romulans are for the longest
Hmm.
time. Which come on, it's hard to buy. So it's good that it's in the lore and they talk about it and whatever. I don't need this. Even Star Trek United, this proposed series with Scott Bakula.
Yeah, I've heard about that. How do you feel about that?
I mean, for one thing, Secret Hideout already rejected it, so why would they change their minds now? And secondly, we really don't need another prequel.
No, we
And
don't.
not saying that Scott Bakula and company couldn't come up with something good, like a good political drama
I bet you they could though.
set after the events of Enterprise, uh, could work totally. But I think the era of either filling in the blanks or retreading or returning to old characters is played out. And if you're going to return to previously established characters, do it in the 25th century. And, you could have Seven of Nine and Picard's son and all that stuff, but get some get some names in there, good names,
Right.
and make a movie that
Mhm.
people could look at and say, well, I this looks like a continuation from the TNG stuff. It looks like a sequel. It looks like the next generation, a sequel to Picard, a sequel to all that, but its own
I,
thing. So it doesn't have to
oh,
have Patrick Stewart. It doesn't have to have Riker and Troy or anybody in it. Certainly could have Geordie's kids in it
right.
or Picard's sons, but have
Mhm.
big bad villain played by Daniel Day Lewis or something, or bring him out of
Uh-huh.
retirement again. He's not against coming out of retirement for special causes.
No, he's not. As we saw with
Even
his movie Anemone. This scene right here played to me as really classic Star Trek. This whole sequence here.
yeah, they're just guys in a room trying to figure out a problem. There's no
Hmm.
flash and craziness on the go.
Right. They're just trying to
This
work it
movie
out.
slows down. It doesn't slow down that much either. It
No,
has
but no, but no, but
very few
here,
scenes of contemplation.
yeah. I mean, for me, it slowed down. It slows down in two places. Number one is right after Vulcan gets destroyed, and this.
I like how Spock's figuring this out like really quick.
Hmm.
He's like, "This is the Kelvin timeline. You see, it's separate from the Prime timeline.
No,
We're actually different actors playing the same characters. I'm not Leonard Nimoy, and you're not William Shatner. Okay."
nope.
And this the Incredible Hulk with pointy ears is pissed off. You don't want to see him when he's angry because he just
Nope.
destroyed Vulcan. That's how pissed off he is.
Yep.
You'd think he'd go back and warn his own people
Yeah.
about their destruction.
20 years.
And why wouldn't they believe him? He's in a ship from he's in
The
an
future.
extremely large
Yeah.
advanced ship.
Ship.
All they have to do is show him like the sensor readings or something. Like, look, this
Yeah,
is
that's it.
Romulus being destroyed. Look, I got the proof for the check
Yeah.
it out.
I got the tape.
This is not AI, people.
Nope. I love this moment here he just jettisons out and he just jettisons him to like the random fucking planet.
That's that to me was like, oh my god, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that is fucked up.
Like that is like, what the fuck are you doing? You just
You can't do
and
that.
yeah, but 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 the fact that they leave him here on this place, yes, it has an
It's,
outpost, but they leave him
it's
far away from
awful.
the outpost with
Yeah.
an aliens potential killers on the
Dangerous,
planet.
dangerous. No, and even even the escape pod that he's in right now is telling him that the area is not safe.
You gotta get going, buddy. But and and the fact that he even climbs this ice is ridiculous. But uh, it's all an excuse to have a big CG creature in a Star Trek movie chase Kirk.
Yep.
That's all it is. It's like
That's
you
all it
gotta
is.
and to
And
get
the
him to the point where he meets Scotty and Spock.
Yeah, yeah. No, but the probability that Scotty is working at this at the same outpost that is on the planet that he gets marooned on is highly unlikable, is highly improbable, but we'll buy it uh
Well,
just for this movie, folks.
that's the whole contradiction of having a separate timeline where presumably everybody should be going different ways than what they would have,
Right,
but
right,
they
right.
all end up together anyway. But
Yeah. But yeah, it's all right.
there is that underlying theme of, well, destiny. You will all
Right.
come together no matter
No
what
matter what. Yeah.
no matter what the
No, no,
timeline
and
or temporal
mhm,
incursion might
mhm.
be.
No, like PJ said, when this movie was coming out, and several years after that, after this movie came out, Alex and Bob spoke about their theory when it came to destiny and everything. So,
I thought that snap zoom of the creature worked well,
mm,
but now I see since this movie they've overdone the snap zoom. If you've I know you haven't seen all of Section 31,
mm,
but just watch view of it, and they'll do like a montage of the snap zooms
Oh my
and
god,
digital
really?
snap zooms
So
of existing
dumb.
footage, not like a snap zoom of a CG thing, but like
Right.
just a shot that had a quick zoom put into it post
Mm.
to make it more kinetic or something. I don't know.
Right, right, right. This
This is a pretty like the effects were good here. What makes the visual effects look better in these movies is this movie was shot on film,
yep.
like
Mhm.
on actual film. And
Yeah.
when you do the CG creatures, you have to put the grain back over it. And
Yeah, you do.
it makes that's why Jurassic Park in 1993 looks really good, even though
Kid, yeah.
technically the visual effects are inferior. It's just the high contrast sells it too, right?
Mhm.
Makes
Visual
things
yeah,
look more
yeah, yeah, visual
photorealistic.
effects always looks better on movies that were actually shot on film. And of course, this is the moment where people went, "Oh my god, it's actual."
And well, it was no secret that Leonard Nimoy was in the movie.
Right, 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 right. But but this
It's
is the
just the
first time.
context wasn't really given. It's crazy. It's crazy to see Leonard Nimoy in this. Every time he appears, I'm like, oh yeah, he's in these movies.
Oh yeah,
He's in every one.
he's in all three. He's in all
He
three. Yep.
makes like a photo cameo. No,
Cameo
he
in the third
actually.
one.
Yes,
No,
yes.
isn't
He
yeah
only a photo cameo. Yeah, yeah.
yeah because at that point he had passed away, I believe.
It's it's crazy to think that prime timeline Spock
Isn't here?
dies in the Kelvin timeline in the 23rd century.
It's crazy, right? And their whole conversation here is great.
It's a good conversation because it further cements the audience if they were all lost on like the difference
Hmm.
between this and
And
original
the prime,
Trek
yeah.
is
No,
where
no,
Spock is questioning him and they talk about his dad and how his dad saw him graduate and all this. And
yep, yeah, and how his dad lived to see him become the captain of the Enterprise, and the mind meld that Prime Spock is gonna do here on Kirk is basically gonna be like a cheat sheet for anybody in the audience who doesn't know what the fuck is going on here. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you guys hear that.
I like how Kirk's like, "What are you doing? You touching me?"
Mm. Touching me.
I love Leonard Nimoy's voice
Yeah.
in the way they do his echo in this scene.
Hmm. It's well done.
Yeah,
Really
the
well
movie
done.
has good, really good sound design. I must say.
Yep.
But like me, like
Mm.
there's a whole group of Star Trek fans were like, this reboot era, Bad Robot Secret Hideout era is not for me, and I hope they get back to a more Berman esque.
Berman.
Yeah,
Mm.
but I get it because a lot of old school Trek, even the language, like a recent Trek movie article talked about, like the
It's different.
language is very contemporary in these
Yeah.
shows where it's like, give me a high five, you got this,
Yeah. I hate
which
that.
like the kind of it's
It's
almost like
modern
teeny
speak.
bopper. It's almost like teeny bopper dialogue.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
grown adults who are in Starfleet and are on these
Wouldn't speak like that.
serious missions wouldn't really talk. Yeah, wouldn't really.
Hmm. No, but
Maybe they
I.
wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe in the future it's all like, "Yo, dude," and what's up.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
very informal. Who knows? It's
Yeah, but
certainly
the.
very informal in Picard. I can tell you that. F
Oh
this and
yeah.
F that.
Yeah. No, but that's the one thing about Star Trek in the Kurtzman era that I haven't liked. The way that the characters speak to each other in Kurtzman Trek really bothers me because they speak in modern vernacular. So when people watch Kurtzman Trek in 10, 20 years, it won't sound timeless. On the
It'll
other
sound
hand,
dated. It's
Right. It'll sound dated. On the other hand, when you watch Berman Trek, uh, it sounds timeless because they speak they speak in a language d- well, they speak in a cadence that you really can't put your finger on. When exactly this was filmed. But Kurtzman Trek isn't like that.
Yeah, it's like in TOS when you would remember those hippie characters and they were saying like
Yep.
groovy and stone cold man and all this, and
Hmm.
it's like if you had the type of writers you have now back then, you would have had. I mean, Kirk at one point says that doesn't jive with the established facts and stuff like that. There's
Yeah,
some
yeah.
60s vernacular here and there,
Hmm.
but what they did in TOS and TNG is they tried to make people not sound contemporary and more timeless,
Right,
and
right.
just the dialogue was more time. And it's not to say that you can have dramatic scenes where people are like, look at DS9, a lot of heated arguments in that show, right, between characters and certain
Hmm.
conflicts and stuff. But it didn't sound like they were people in the 90s. They sounded like, yes, it's kind of general and generic in a way where uh, they're not saying cowabunga dude or anything like that like they did in the 90s. Sometimes they would say what was the saying, like oh, god, I just had it in my head. It was a saying in the 90s. uh
Um,
it's not it's kind of like, and that just happened,
no.
or something like that.
What the
Chandler
hell?
says it in Friends.
What the hell?
Damn
The
it,
hell
I
is
don't
it?
know what Chandler says.
Oh my god! What the hell did Chandler say?
Could it be any more, it's that kind of like, could you
Yeah. Could
be
it
any more dense, or like
obvious or
Picard,
something?
for example, in the first episode of Picard, for example,
Yeah,
one of the characters says, your replicator menu is tragic. I'm like, that is
yeah,
such a 2018 19 thing to say.
yeah.
Like, people were saying that for a while. Like, it's something's tragic. Like, that was a very of its time kind of thing.
Hmm.
It's like if Enterprise, right, had characters be like, "What's up?" And it's like, no, that
Yeah,
commercial exists in that decade, and
yeah. The 2000s. Yeah.
but uh, in Starfleet Academy, I don't know what they're going to sound like in terms of dialogue. Probably going to
I
be a
have
lot of
no
talk
idea.
about feelings, but I
I have
like that
no idea.
Deidre Hall, who's from Days of Our Lives, is going to be in one of either Strange New World season 5 or Starfleet Academy, playing a psychiatrist.
Okay, cool.
And Deidre Hall has played Marlena Evans in Days of Our Lives for decades. Her most
Oh
famous
my.
storyline being when she becomes possessed by the devil in a kind of parody of The Exorcist. The soap
What?
opera actually did a whole, like, almost a year.
What? Where
Not a
she
year.
got
It seemed
possessed
like
by
a
like a
year. It
devil?
was like a long time where
Mm.
this character Marlena Evans was possessed by the devil, and they had to do exorcisms, and
Oh
she
my
like
god.
hurt people, and she had glowing eyes and a
Jesus.
modified voice,
Oh my god.
and she floated in the air and all. This is in
Oh
a soap
shit.
opera in the
In
90s.
a soap opera. What? Oh
In the
shit.
90s. Days of Our
Wow.
Lives. You can look it up on YouTube. It is hilarious. It's Marlena Evans is the devil.
Oh my god. I'll check it out for sure.
Was it like the power of Christ, like straight up rip off of the, like,
The power of
totally
Christ
The
compels
Exorcist.
you. That sort of shit.
By the way, the actor playing this
Keenser?
guy, what's his name?
Keenser, right? Keenser. I, I
Deep
think it's
Roy.
Keenser.
Yeah. The character's name is Keenser. Yeah,
Keenser, yeah.
yeah.
There's Scotty.
He's been in Charlie and a Chocolate Factory and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Never Ending Story. He's
Yep.
got quite a resume. And of
He
course,
does.
Simon Pegg is Scotty.
Yep.
Great casting there, I must say.
Yeah, great Keenser.
Now, what he ends up doing, I know Spock gives him like the information on how to
for
like
the transport
transport
beaming.
in, yeah, but they push the technology really far beyond.
Yeah.
It's a big stretch.
I like I like the sort of slight nod to Enterprise here.
Yeah, because what I what's interesting is if he makes a reference to uh, Archer.
Enterprise. Archer.
Well, the Archer that was born wasn't Kelvin. Like a
No.
lot of these characters, not
Yeah,
Scotty in particular. Maybe he was just a baby when Kirk was born. But when the Kelvin
they're
incident
different.
happened, a lot of the characters that still exist in this time started out in their original timeline.
Right, that's crazy,
So
right?
the divergence happened, and like one version of them continued anyway. Jonathan Archer must have lived to be a long time.
Yeah.
Lived to be a long time. Lived to be very old.
Yeah.
He lived to be long time.
It's be a very long
Me
time.
can't talk.
Yeah, yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I get flustered all the time on streams sometimes. What I've
But
done.
but there's something very interesting about like seeing Nimoy interact with young Scotty and young
Yeah,
Kirk, and
young Kurt. It's charming, at least for
it,
me.
I can't wait for somebody. I think somebody did it where they remember when deepfakes became a thing like years ago.
Yeah.
People were like, let's put Shatner's face on Chris Pine, and Leonard Nimoy's
Oh,
face on Zachary. They did that.
oh my god.
It looked awful, but I
Really?
think I think the one fun thing with AI coming up in
Yeah.
a couple of years is, like I said, the reason they will stop doing prequels
Actual
and
movies?
remakes, because AI will just do it anyway.
Yeah.
It won't be great or very original,
It'll be
but
shitty.
it can be convincing enough. Maybe not in a 2 hour movie, but like in a shorter form. Like
Mhm.
AI, do a theoretical fourth Kelvin movie set this time, blah, with this thing, blah blah blah, and it'll
I should actually ask AI to do that and see what happens.
not, yeah, like what the where it is now is not even close. But
Mhm.
there will be a time where you could
That
be
could
like,
happen.
I want to watch the Kelvin movies. However, I want AI to reprocess it to where Pine looks just like William Shatner at that age, uh, and same with every character. Not to replace the performances per se of,
Right. Right.
not
But
to,
just
not to,
but
not yes, like literally to replace the performance, but not to dismiss the actors who played the roles in the Kelvin movies. Just as a harmless AI thing. That's a thing that we live long enough. We're going to be watching. We're going to be
Mhm.
saying, I want to see Journey to Babel, or Babel. Is it Babel? Babel?
It's Babel.
Or City at the Edge of Forever. I want to
Mhm.
see that, but have the Kelvin actors in the TOS show. You could do that. Or you could
That
even
would be interesting.
take an original TV show episode and say, give me the theatrical treatment of this.
Oh my
Widescreen,
god, that would be
production budget
interesting.
increased. AI's going to be doing all that stuff, dude. There's
Yeah, man.
there's such an investment in it now in so many levels. Like there's a lot of resources and money getting put into advancing this stuff.
Right, right,
And
right.
and there's an AI called Sora 2 now, which is the best one I've seen yet, but the people putting in the prompts, all they can think of is fat people, Stephen Hawking's, uh, who else? Oh yeah, like they do like dead celebrities, like Michael Jackson, and
No,
it's like
cool.
a lot of these things look super real, and they're getting realer and realer,
Oh wow,
and to
Jesus.
the point where I'm seeing now,
Hmm.
these like something as simple as like pet video with clips and stuff.
Right.
We'll have real stuff mixed in with AI, and I'll be like, oh my god, the first clip or the second clip is fake, but it's mixed in
Hmm.
with all this real stuff. I think it's people testing, but you will see in the
Right.
comments, people can see it.
Hmm.
Somebody's always pointing out, like certain videos you'll see where people are trying to sell it as real,
Hmm.
and it's like, wait a second, that looks pretty real. Something's off though. And then you'll look in the comments and be like, fake, fake, fake. This is Sora AI with the watermark kind of blurred out because they put
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
watermark in there to make sure people know it's not real.
It's not real, right?
And Pluribus, which is a show now, Pluribus
Pluribus,
on
yeah.
Apple TV,
Didn't they?
shows will have disclaimers now in
Right, right.
credits or whatever. Uh,
Did,
movies and TV shows are starting to include no
disclaimers.
AI was used in the creation of this.
Right.
There has to be that disclaimer now
Oh
because
my god.
AI is being used for commercials.
Everything.
They're being used in TV shows and movies now to a certain
Hmm.
extent, and as the better it gets, the more seamless it will become.
Yep.
Now the lens flare in this is pretty intense.
Yeah, pretty intrusive at some
And
points.
JJ, I think, uses it to emphasize heightened emotion and stuff like that. Especially
Hmm.
when Spock attacks, it goes crazy.
Yep, it does. He's gonna attack in just a few minutes, guys. In just a few minutes, guys.
He's like, the older version of you gave me an idea about how to mess with your
Piss you
head.
off.
What's it like, Spock? Mommy didn't kiss you before you
Mommy
went to
don't
bed.
coddle you
She
too
didn't
much.
say I love you. No, actually, she did every night. Like, wouldn't it be cool if Kirk was like all in his face saying all this stuff, and Spock was like, "I'm not affected." It didn't work.
You're
But
right.
yeah,
He is. He's
Quinto's really good here. I think.
Yep. Oh, you're right. He's JJ's going crazy with the lunch. But look at that.
Now, if you really
Damn.
wanted to if you really wanted to show the Vulcan strength, like he would have been dead already. He would have been dead
Yeah,
in a
he would have
couple of
been. He would have
hits.
been dead.
But Vulcan's strength varies.
Yeah,
I
from
noticed
person
in
to
this
person, right?
franchise, and he's half human, so maybe he's not as strong. Although he does kick the ass of other Vulcan kids in his.
Yes, he does. At the beginning of the movie, in the Vulcan pod learning thing.
I'm sorry, Father. I lost my temper. I'll go to my room now.
I'll go cry me a river.
This is I can see how this rubs people the wrong like it. I don't mind it, but I can see how this kind of like
Rubs people the wrong way.
yeah, where it's like you need the narrative excuse to get Kirk into that chair. You need to do this to Spock.
Yeah.
Use that cheap thing of like pissing him off, talking about his mother and shit. But here's the thing. I
You know,
I
you know,
I
you
think
know.
they wanted to make it so Kirk centric that I think they could have eliminated this part and had Spock be in command this whole time with Kirk doing the actiony stuff. It could have
um,
worked that way, but they got to get him in that chair early.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah, they did.
Like, oh God, I hate that. Yeah, we do. And he's got that smile. And he's like,
Oh
"Where's
my
your
god.
empathy?" Like, he just comes across as such a prick. I know he's qualified and he's naturally like it's in his DNA that he's
Uh-huh.
good at his fucking his
Job.
his job and but you know what it takes away from the if you think about the original concept of Prime Kirk
Mhm.
and even Prime Picard, uh, their experiences, their pain, their mistakes throughout life lead them to that point
Right.
where they're in command of a ship, and even then they're making mistakes, and even as admirals, they're still
Make
like
mistakes.
not great. In here, the characters are very much more like superheroes.
Okay.
It's Marvel. I'm not saying they technically are. I'm saying it's more like a Marvel approach to
Right.
Star
All right.
Trek. Uh, Action adventure sci-fi
Hmm.
vibe, very much not like the motion picture at all.
Right.
Just like Into Darkness is nothing like Wrath of Khan,
No, no, no.
and it's even more actiony and more explosive than
And
this
then
movie.
just yeah.
So they really wanted to make it a sci-fi action franchise.
Hmm.
I believe, I still believe this was a good setup for it, and I think they just shit the bed with
Yeah.
the sequels. They waited for one thing. They waited too long
They
with Into
waited way too
Darkness,
long.
and then they waited way too long with Star Trek
Beyond.
Beyond, and then they
Yeah.
put out the shittiest first trailer for that, where they just recycled Sabotage,
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it
and it
didn't
was
fit
just
at all.
flash, flash, flash of this Kirk riding a
Yeah.
bike and
It
pixelated
didn't.
transporter effect,
It
and
didn't fit. It
people were
didn't
like,
fit at all.
"What?"
What the fuck is this?
Well, at least we got a new show coming. That'll be great. What
No.
the fuck did you do to the Klingons? And it's like I can understand how like there's a certain fan base that I feel it a little bit, but I'm not like a part of any kind of group that
Yeah.
disparages all of this era. I can see the good in some of it,
Good and bad,
but
right?
I do see where people are like, you lost me
No.
after this stuff because you retreaded characters that I love, and whether they did a good job or not doesn't even matter. It's just you redid it, and then you said you were going to go in a direction. You got a different timeline, and then what did you do? You just retread old ground. And Benedict
Hmm.
Cumberbatch is the worst in that movie. I hate him as Khan. Hate.
He should. To be fair, he shouldn't have been Khan at all. He should have been Gary Mitchell. I think that if
The dude who plays Khan in the audio drama is like way better
yeah, if
than uh, not Montalban, but Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch. No, but if Benedict Cumberbatch played Gary Mitchell in Into Darkness, I think it would have. I think it would have. I think the movie would have been much better.
Yeah, it's a
And
that's actually, you know what, if the villain was Gary Mitchell and not Khan, yeah,
pretty good, right?
yeah, probably would
I
have
mean,
worked.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you
All the
could,
crazy powers he had, it would have really worked
yeah,
for modern day, right?
yeah. No, I mean, and this is coming from someone who, listen, guys, I have my problems with Into Darkness, but I am a Into Darkness apologist. I have my problems, but um, eh.
I keep
But yeah,
forgetting that
but
Into Darkness involves Section 31. That's like the one
yeah,
aspect
yeah,
of
you're
it.
forgetting that.
And Peter Weller is great.
Yep. And all that Peter Weller was trying to do was cover up his mistake.
You know what I really hate in Into Darkness? When spoiler if you haven't seen it, whatever. Who's watching
Well,
this who hasn't seen it?
yeah,
But when Khan crushes Peter Weller's head in front of his daughter,
yeah,
you
that's
don't
horrifying.
see it. You hear it,
Ah,
and she
ugh.
screams, and then like JJ's going like with the mirror off camera, like super crazy with the lens flares. Oh, it's just so it's over the top gratuitous. And then you get to the point in that movie where Kirk dies, and
Yep.
Spock yells out Khan. I wanted to leave the theater
Mhm.
and never come back, but I did. I watched
Never
it the
come
second time.
back.
I watched it the second time because I went with somebody for the first time. They loved it. I went with a different person the second time. They loved it. Both people weren't Star Trek people,
Okay.
and they're like, "It's just a
And
good,
you
fun action movie," and it
and
was
no it's
really delivered. I'm like, "All
okay.
right, I'll watch it with those rose-colored glasses that come
Did it help?
where my
No.
mind completely forgets everything that they're destroying." And on a technical level, it is a very good film. It has actually the best visual effects of any Star Trek film.
Yeah.
That crash landing in San Francisco is
So good.
so photo. It looks so real. It's
It was
like,
so good.
wow. And the ship cracking apart and all that, like,
Nope.
ultra dynamic kind of over
Yep.
the top visual flair. On a
Mhm.
technical level, superb. As
Yep.
far as a
A script?
someone who
Not so
desired
much.
more philosophical, not necessarily devoid of action, but something more thoughtful, they weren't going to
Nope.
get it. They were going to
No.
get kind of brain, kind of soulless, brain dead action. But given a particular mood, you could enjoy it.
Yeah. No, and
And
I mean,
bringing in Alice is his girlfriend
it's a good
who's
idea.
gonna
Marcus, yeah. Carol
what no
Marcus.
what did I say
Alice.
Alice Marcus, is that
Yeah,
her
yeah,
name?
no, yeah, no, no.
No,
You
Alice
said,
is the name of the actress.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Alice Eve is the name of the actress. Yeah,
Alice
yeah.
Eve, yeah.
Why can't I remember her name?
Carol Marcus.
Carol, yes,
Carol,
Jesus.
it's Carol. I got really excited when they introduced Carol because I really, really expected her to come back for Beyond, but she just didn't.
It's funny because when after the events of the motion picture, Kirk went off somewhere. At some point, he went riding on his horse, and he met a woman named Antonia,
Antonio,
and he was so in love. They were so in love, and he was so in love with this woman. He was going to propose to her.
he forgot about
Uh,
Carol.
yeah, and well, yeah, that she had already they'd already separated. She was going to raise a son on her own,
Yeah.
which they show the beginnings of in Strange New Worlds. By the way, he talks about his pregnant girlfriend, who he eventually never sees again until Wrath of
Mm-hmm.
Khan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Alice Steve was good. It's just
Yeah,
I
she was
hate.
good.
It's just like
Mm.
let's retread.
Yeah. No,
There's
no,
so,
no.
too
Like
much of that. There's too much of that now. I'm getting.
you're sick of it.
I didn't mind the member berries up until like I don't know a year
5
ago
years
or
ago,
something,
a
and
year
just
ago,
recently the retreading of things.
it bugs you.
I don't mind sequels so much. If you're moving forward in a franchise, I like that. But you get so many things now where it's just like this takes place between this movie and this TV show, or this thing from 1980 and this thing from 1992. And it's like Alien is famous for that. They haven't done a sequel to Resurrection. There hasn't been a sequel to Resurrection, but there have been many Alien movies since Resurrection.
Yeah. Yep.
They keep setting it in, and stepping on like Alien Earth introduces a lot of stuff where it's like, wow, that they really could have used that in Alien or Aliens, this
Hmm.
technology that subdues aliens so easily. But yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, by the way, aliens are can be domesticated. All right.
Already,
They can you can just talk to them and command them and stuff. It's like really all right, whatever. I can see that as an evolution in a sequel to Alien. It's much like the Kelvin timeline and a Discovery, where it has to look more futuristic than the older stuff. We get that. Like this stuff right here is all very well designed, but you could put that in the 25th century prime timeline and it fits. Which, in fact,
uh-huh.
I know, I get it. It is actually that ship, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is
it
this
is.
the
Yeah.
actual ship from the 26th century? 20? Yes, it
Uh,
is.
yes, it is.
That's why. That's why.
Yep.
Okay, forget what I just said about that because that is in
That's all
line
right.
with that is in line. But even the other stuff in this movie and in Discovery, you will see like, wow, this stuff could have just existed post
Yeah,
Picard, and it would have been as believable.
it would have been fine.
That's the problem with remaking old sci-fi is that the old sci-fi looked old. So you're even Enterprise looks dated now. Like their bridge looks dated. Like their computer
Yeah,
monitors
it
I
does.
had
It
like
really,
10 years
yeah,
ago.
it really does look dated, doesn't it?
But they couldn't go too far with the imagining our it's all a big headache.
Yeah, it's a huge headache now.
So that's why and then with Kurtzman Trek, they want to go to the 30 seconds and they want to go so far ahead that the advancements aren't believable enough. You know what I mean?
Uh huh.
Like even like modern Trek now is like they set it in all these different timelines, but it's so generic that it all kinds of blends together, and it's like, well, the 32nd century doesn't look that different from the 25th or the 23rd in this new timeline,
Right. Right.
because
Right.
the
Right.
aesthetic, in every iteration they have those little drone robots now. Like they got to
Yep.
stick those motherfuckers into every little thing to
Those.
make it all look like it's
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah. Those drone robots piss me off. I don't like those things.
Yeah,
This sequence is cool to sort of, and the
it's not
choir
bad.
music. Yeah.
It's not bad for its time. The
And
scene,
again, and again, my boy is getting his ass whooped again. Look at
yeah,
this.
it's like you can't catch a break.
No, he can't get your break.
Wasn't that ship designed by Geordie LaForge in ancillary canon? You know, the comic book thing.
I think so.
I think Geordie designed the time ship.
Yeah, I think he did. And of course, it missed the bridge by a couple inches.
Pretty decent effects, although the effects are better in the next movie.
Mm.
I find that so funny when he does it.
Oh,
Smack!
Spock! Especially what he does in a few minutes. I want Spock. I want Spock. I want Spock dead. I want Spock dead now. Fire everything.
Yeah. It's an interesting design in the ship. It's like no rails, you could just fall over and stuff. It's
Nope.
like, shouldn't there be
No.
some kind of anti gravity well in these ships in space, where it's like in areas where somebody could fall to their death, there's just like a
Yep.
pocket of
Yeah.
zero G that
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you would fall into and just like stop,
Yeah.
slow
Yeah.
down and stop.
Like on the like on the NX-01, there's a spot on the NX-01 where you float.
Oh yeah, it's like in between the gravity plates or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's in between the gravity plates and the bulb and the anyway, Ensign Mayweather finds it on every ship.
Yeah, I remember that scene where they're
This guy is actually Zachary Quinto's uh his brother, I believe.
so unbelievable what he just did.
Yeah, no way.
Like completely
There's no fucking way they
such bullshit.
made that jump.
And for him to pick him up by the neck with one hand like that, sure, he can be strong enough to do
He
that.
would pop his head off.
But the weight, unless Romulans are extremely dense,
Yeah.
for two guys of like pretty much equal size, for one to hold one up like that, it doesn't work. It doesn't. It's very much in the fantasy realm of action adventure
Yeah.
where
But hey, look.
somebody
You finally want
jumps
to fight.
from I know, but somebody jumps from like an impossible distance to where you can see the trajectory where they would physically just their fingertips would reach the end, but they fall on their chest and somehow anyway it's all
Mm.
it's that fire everything.
There it is.
That was in the trailer, by the way. What the second
Yep.
trailer?
Yep.
It's like, oh my god, the villain's saying fire everything. But then you know what I think the early trailers did was intercut that with the Kelvin stuff
Yeah, they did.
to make it look like he was saying this during the Kelvin attack. But that's what marketing
This-
does, they
Yeah, this is great.
mix
This
up
is what-
scenes, and
Yeah.
I love the music here.
Yep.
They didn't do dun 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 dun. They didn't do ooh, doo, 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 doo. They
No.
do it at the end though.
Mm.
They do the original
Yeah.
theme at the end of the movie, but they
They
save it.
do. They save it. Nothing.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I was serious there. Sorry. This moment is very similar to the moment in Voyager when Chakotay beams onto the ship.
By the way, when Nero, he's like, I'm gonna send Spock to that planet. to make him, that Ash, whatever it was,
Watch.
to make him watch Vulcan get destroyed. How close is that thing to Vulcan for him to see the planet?
Yeah,
Because the
shit.
closest planet to us is like a tiny dot in the sky.
Yeah, it is.
Like other planets, when they're visible, they just look like stars.
Dots,
They
yeah.
just look like little dots of light. You never see them in any detail.
Nope.
You, is Vulcan closer to that thing than the moon is to us? Like that's weird.
I guess.
It's just a thing that doesn't make any. I like this effect here with the red matter.
Yeah. Great, man. It's a great effect.
I think someday we're gonna split some particles or some kind of thing's gonna happen where we do. They tried
Great
to do it
black
with the
hole.
Large Hadron Collider, like create mini black holes. I don't know why. I don't know what became of that, but at some point we're gonna be out in space experimenting with like portals and
With
shit.
stuff, yeah. It's gonna be cool though. But we gotta be careful.
Open the gateway to hell.
And throw people into it who we desire to. Just no more prisons, black holes for everybody who misbehaves.
Hmm.
Except it was from you.
You got it. It's like, oh god.
You got it.
If that was
How about your
Shatner's
one?
Kirk, he'd be like, "I offer you my hand in
Mm.
friendship. I offer you a chance to save yourselves." But this one is like, "Oh,
Nope.
you still want to be my enemy? I'm gonna kill your ass."
Oh, okay. I'm gonna kill your ass.
That shot of him just then with the flashy lights was also in the trailer.
well. To be fair, Nero did not only destroy Spock's home planet, but he did also kill Kirk's father. So, mm,
Yeah, I'm glad he's gone. He was a dumb villain.
I'm
It was a
glad
dumb
he's dead.
crew.
I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad you're dead.
Yeah, they didn't have much luck in the villain department in these movies. I can tell you that. Idris Elba,
No, no,
while a
they
good
didn't.
actor, had this awful makeup job that
He did.
where he could barely emote. And yes, it changed throughout the film, and he got more human. But ugh,
I gather you don't like the sequence here.
uh, you know what's
Not really.
funny?
What?
Ejecting the warp core was something I predicted while I was watching. I'm like, they're gonna eject the
They're gonna
warp
eject the
core
road
and
core.
create a thing. And
And it's
I
gonna-
just I didn't think I was clever thinking that. I just thought that like that's a simple actiony thing to do at this point. And of course the glass breaking, like get out of here. Yes, and the room breaking and stuff. I know that
Yeah,
it's a better alternative than the consoles blowing up in your face, I suppose. But
mhm.
so I guess they got to show some kind of like threat, like the room could cave in, kind of
Right, right,
thing.
right. Mhm.
It was like Geordi in an Insurrection,
Yep,
where Riker's like, "Eject the warp core, Geordi," and Geordi's like, "I just did."
I just did. It's a great shot, though. Flying away.
Roll credits.
I I love that shot. Just to look back to Spock. Like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, we living people. We living. Nice smile there.
I really hate the way Anton Yelkin died. I mean, oh my god.
Yeah, it's awful, man.
And
But you know,
it's almost better that you don't do any more of these because without him, it's like
it would
it
have
won't
it
be
would have been
like
off.
complete.
It would have been off, right? It would have felt off.
Uh, uh,
Nah,
I'm not your daddy.
not our father.
I'm you, bitch. I love it. I says, I am not our father. who art in heaven, hallowed be
How
thy
be thy
name.
name, thy kingdom come. Mm.
And he has to live with the pain of the fact that in this world his planet was also destroyed.
Yep, he does.
Both of their planets.
Both of them.
And I like how Quinto looks kind of like Nimoy. It's enough like him to sell it
Mhm.
to an
Yep,
audience who,
you can definitely sell it.
like, people who aren't familiar would look at these two guys and be like, "Wow, they kind of do look like related at least."
Hmm. Yeah, man. This movie's almost 2 hours long. Jesus. Huh.
Do what feels right. It's such a 180 from like the Spock of the motion picture.
Yep. Total
Well,
180.
kind of. We know where he's
Yeah.
kind of trying to purge himself from emotion, and
Hmm.
it's ultimately his connection with V'ger and his human, more emotional side is the key
Right.
to it all, kind of thing. That's the thing with Spock. Like he needs to embrace both sides of himself because there are advantages to both
Right.
and disadvantages. But you gotta you
Mhm.
gotta work with what you got.
That's right. You got to work with what you got. You have to work with what you have. I really love this sequence here when it goes over to Pike and says, it's so cool.
Occur. That's Tana. That's Medea.
Yep. I stand relieved. No, I am relieved. Sorry. And this moment coming here, coming up here was Leonard Nimoy asked. He asked JJ if he could say something at the very end
Hmm.
because this wasn't in the original script. You know what? As much as I love the Kelvin timeline, I'm really upset that they didn't really get a lot of movies like the original cast did. They only got 3.
Yeah.
Captain.
3 movies in 7 years,
No, that's not enough, man.
and then
And
talk of a fourth movie for 9 years
yeah,
until that was put to
nothing.
bed.
Bed.
I swear to God, if I see more, if some article pops up where like
One more.
Quinto or somebody positive about,
No,
it's like stop it now, stop
it's
now,
not gonna happen. Stop it. Stop it.
just do something else.
This scene, guys, was actually the first scene that they shot. Yeah, they shot this
Oh,
first.
really? The first scene that they shot with this
Yep.
this on this bridge kind of thing,
Yeah. Yeah. No. No.
or is
No.
this of
No.
the shoot?
No. Of the shoot, this was the first scene that they shot.
Hmm.
Yeah. This is good. Yeah. Oh, low
And
smile
she's
here.
got that. They
Yeah.
got that awkward earpiece that.
Yeah. Awkward earpiece. Even got that. That thing must have been really shit to wear though. And I love that they finished off here with Lenny Nimoy's voiceover.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of the end of Wrath of Khan as well.
Yep.
It's the second time, I believe, Spock has done
He's
the
done
end, the speech at the end.
it. Mhm.
Except in part 2, he says "man" and not "one."
Right.
But then in part 6, Kirk uh,
Mm.
corrects it and says, "We're no man, no one."
No one, yeah.
Does he say "no man" and then "no one," or does he just say "no one"?
I think he says no one.
Uh, This reminds me of this end credit thing. Reminds me of uh, Bryan Singer's Superman opening.
Yeah. It's great, man. It's great.
I like this little orchestral
Yeah.
redo of the original theme.
It's really good. Yeah.
It still feels very old school, doesn't it? It doesn't feel contemporary at all. It's
No,
like
it
John
doesn't.
Williams, or it feels like from like a high budget serial from the 50s or
Yeah, it
something.
really does.
Well, I said high budget serial. That's like an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Serials were
That's all right.
notoriously cheap.
It's
They
all
didn't
right.
have didn't really have scores really, but
Mm,
like an expensive sci-fi movie from back in the day.
right. That's right. Nobody's gonna hold it against you.
But yeah, the original theme with the voices that they re-recorded for the remaster version of TOS,
Hmm.
nothing beats that.
Nope. Nothing beats the original, folks.
They have the voice, they have the choir voices in here, but it's not as
It's
strong.
it's not as deafening.
It's almost like the original version was opera, an opera song.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a Bad Robot production. Woo!
That's it. That's all she wrote.
That's it, guys. That's it. Woo! That was a great watch, man. Great watch.
Yep,
A lot
that
of
was
fun.
a movie.
Yeah, that was it. That was certainly a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's as good as those movies ever got, in my opinion.
Look, when I really enjoy Beyond, despite Beyond having a the villain problem. I personally think, but Beyond is delightful. But
Yeah, Beyond is definitely better than Into Darkness.
yeah, definitely, yep, yeah, definitely better. But we'll
Tyler
get
Perry
there.
played Admiral Richard Barnett.
Oh, okay. We'll get there definitely. Yeah. Does he ever come back in that? No, he never comes back, does he?
I don't think the Starfleet computer was Majel Barrett.
Uh-huh, yep.
What was that? Not her final role?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it was. Before she passed, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
All right, thank you for joining us, folks. That was fun. Until next
Yeah,
time,
that was great.
live long and prosper.
Bye, guys.